guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to play the official FNAF World mobile port on your Apple devices without needing to hack the device and void your warranty. You guys, for people like me, I like to have the device unmodded and just run it without any hacks or mods installed, especially since I don't want to void the warranty. There is actually an app that Apple has uploaded to the App Store along with Steam, which allows you to legally stream the game to your device, and I'll show you how. So first, you're going to have Steam playing on a PC, like not a game, but just Steam itself needs to be running. Don't open any apps on it or anything. Next, you're also going to want to have an Apple device that has a version that is higher than 11, which I'll show you in a bit. So first, now that you open Steam on your computer, you're going to want to open the App Store on your iOS device or just Apple device. You're going to look up Steam Link in the search part of the App Store, and then you're going to select Steam Link, the image of the controller that says Stream Your Steam Library by Valve. It should look like this when you open it. It will also offer phone, iPad, and Apple TV apps. In this case, you're going to not have to use a controller. You're just going to be using touch controls for this game. The age rating 17+, but it doesn't have anything bad. It's just unrestricted web access. Only 32 megabytes of space, and the compatibility requires iOS 11 or later. So check if your device is iOS 11 or later. So what you're going to do is you're going to download the app from the App Store, which should pop up right here. Next, you're going to want to tap on Steam Link. You're going to need to grant a Bluetooth access to your computer and a good internet connection, of which is the same internet connection as your computer. Then, when you link everything, you're going to select Start Playing. Your computer you can now control with your device's touchscreen. And for the next step, you're going to need to use your computer. So, depending on the device you're using, in this case on a Windows computer, you'll need to press the Windows key. On other devices, you'll need to press the key that will open the option to swap to other apps on the operating system. So next, you're going to want to download the Android emulation program, BlueStacks. Every app on the computer, as long as Steam is still open, will still be streamed to your device. So that means that you can run BlueStacks on here. So just install BlueStacks on your computer. Next, you're going to want to go to the internet browser and download the official APK for the program, the Android application file, which in this case is from this video. It's the most recent one and the best one, since it's the actual official version, being FNAF World Android Chill Through Episode 17 from FNAF World Android from DJ Sturf. And in the bottom of the video in the description, it will show a link to download FNAF World Android Mirror, and you just have to click the link next to it. Once you did it, you can download the APK to your device. Of which you will see that you're going to go into there, and it can be anywhere, as long as you have it on your computer somewhere. You should see this file, FNAF World 1.0 APK. Next, you're going to want to go into BlueStacks, and I already downloaded, so I don't need to do it. I'm just going to show you. You have to click Install APK and then select it through that menu. Next, it will pop up here on your screen. Next, you should tap and drag the icons at the top of the screen, so that way they don't cover the gameplay. And once you did that, you're going to go ahead and tap FNAF World. And then you're going to tap full screen. Since this isn't an Android device, the app doesn't get saved to the device itself. It gets saved to BlueStacks. So you'll need to, once you install it to BlueStacks, as long as you don't delete it, then you can skip all the steps of installation and just open Steam and then go straight to BlueStacks and start the game. All sound will come out of the device you chose, and you can now control the game using the touchscreen, as you can see here. This method also works on Android devices, but you don't see why you'd need to do that because you can already just download the game straight to those devices. But since I don't own one, then this is a way to play it for players that don't own a device like me, or don't own Androids. So you can play the game completely normally. I'll show you. The game's quality will depend on how close you are to the PC and how well your internet can handle streaming, so the image might look a little blurry in the background, but it's not too much of an issue. If you want to, you could also just use your mobile device as a monitor for the game, but I don't see why you do that when you could probably just use a computer monitor as a screen. You can see the entire game works with touch controls. However, since it's emulating a PC game, that means that it now displays an arrow where it thinks that you're still using a mouse. So that's why it shows a mouse cursor, but you can see that it's moving so quickly that obviously I'm just tapping between different buttons. And since this was an already released mobile version of FNAF World, that means that it was optimized for touch controls, which means that the game will run well with those touch controls. Again, sometimes the signal will get worse, but after a while of being in the same screen, it should start to improve. And the game will play normally. Those are all the steps you need to enjoy the official FNAF World mobile port on your Apple devices. Keep in mind that on Apple TV, you can't use touch controls and will have to pair certain controller options. You can go to the support page for Steam Link to tell you about which controllers are supported by the Apple TV app, and you can customize the control layout to the way you want it to be. Using this method, you can actually play FNAF World Mobile on the device. Alongside this, if you also want to use it for some Steam games, you can also just open up Steam, and the Steam page for the program will allow you can see which games you have downloaded, which are optimized for remote play. I mean, they were programmed with extra controls, made specifically for it. For example, I can tap play on Ultimate Custom Night, of which it will start to launch the game. I don't know where my save data went, but yeah, you can launch the game. And it will say loaded official configuration. And then you can play the game with special controls designed for the game that will allow you to play your Steam games with special configurations like the things you're seeing on screen, which is pretty cool. This means that also some Steam games support this feature that aren't on any mobile devices yet and never have been. Like Ultimate Custom Night, which I'm showing right now, has never been released on mobile devices as of when I'm recording this. Which means this is a pretty efficient way to do that on iOS devices. So with that out of the way, thanks for watching. Bye guys. Have fun with the new tips I showed you. Danny Games, signing out.